Hello, Mrs. Erica. My name is Angelica Serache, and in this occasion, I'd like to talk a little bit about method, didactic, and pedagogy. Let's start with the method. Well, a method is a program to schedule that is defined as part of class and included in any object of that class. Well, it's important to say that you can use different methods in a class, or at least you can use different aspects of different methods in order to get the objectives that you have planned for this class or for a specific activity. For example, I feel identified with the direct method, which I'm going to talk later, but sometimes I use the oral method. For example, when I say to my students, repeat after me, or look at the board, these pictures, and after I do the pronunciation, in order they repeat that pronunciation, I'm using some aspects of the oral method, but I like to use, or I feel identified, as I say before, with the direct method, because I consider we have to improve the communicative skills. I think it's the most important. Let's continue with didactic. Well, didactic is a part of pedagogy which study the techniques and teaching methods. Well, didactic is an important part of pedagogy. Some authors, as Diaz Barriga, say something I consider is very important. He says that the didactic is a discipline, but it's not just a discipline, it's an historical, theoric, and politics discipline. Why? Why theoretical? Because it gives answers to education theories. Why is history? Because it has part in specific moments of history. I mean, education has different theories which have taken part in different moments of history. So this is part of the didactic too. And is politics because it's part of a social project. Let's continue with pedagogy. Well, the pedagogy study all the aspects which have relationship with education, techniques, methods, didactic. All of these aspects are part of pedagogy. The definition says, a study of teaching methods, including the aims of education and the ways in which such goals may be achieved. The field relies heavily on educational psychology, which encompasses scientific theories of learning, and to some extent to the philosophy of education, which considers the aims and value of education from a philosophical perspective. Well, it studies all what have part in education, and along the history is known as the art of teaching. Difference between method, didactic, and pedagogy. Well, as I say, method and didactic are included in pedagogy. The method is the way how you plan to raise your objectives, your aims in your classes or in the activities you plan, etc. And the didactic is the description of theory and practice. Well, now let's talk about the direct method. As I said before, the direct method is based on the direct involvement of the students when speaking and listening to the foreign language in common everyday situations. Well, in the school where I work, we used to use this method. Why? Because our students work 6 hours in a week, so they are in touch with the second language every day. We try to use common situations or situations which take part in their context in order to the students feel identified or they can feel interested in the class we're explaining or we have planned. This method wants to develop the 4 skills, the 4 communicative skills, especially the oral part. It says, consequently, there is loss of oral interaction, spontaneous use of the language, no translation, and little, if any, analysis of grammar rules and syntax. You have to speak in English all the time. Example. The teacher explains new vocabulary using real-life visual aids or demonstrations. In the classroom, aspects of the direct method are still evident in many ELT classrooms, such as the emphasis on listening and speaking, the use of the target language for all class instructions, and the use of visual and real to illustrate meaning. Is what I was explaining before. Well, here we have a picture or a map where we can know a little more about this method. Major characteristics here and now: constructed pictures depicting sentences in simple discourse, correct pronunciation, grammar rules are not explicitly taught, read text. Well, it was my presentation. I hope you'd like it. Thanks for your attention. See you in the next occasion. Bye bye.